All right, and with that being said, we got a bit more Union Arena content to be able to do. We're going to be opening up the full Metal Alchemist starter deck. In addition to the order where I got my second copy of the Saitama One Punch Man starter deck, but I want to do some upgrades for the first deck I have with just a few cards. I kind of want to pick up Full Metal Alchemist because one, I really loved watching Brotherhood recently, and two, it seems like a different kind of playstyle, especially with like when you have like the Gate of Truth and stuff like that. So I decided to pick it up, and yeah, we'll actually just run into it. But one of the cool things with the Full Metal Alchemist, it actually comes with a rare card promo pack. I think I've actually opened up like one of these before when I got the red Black Clover Sword of the Wizard King deck. But yeah, we'll say this actually after for it. We'll say that after I go through the deck. So let's just jump into it. I'm not going to, like, again, explain some of the mechanics and stuff like that for Union Arena. However, if people do want me to do more Union Arena content, just let me know. I would be more than happy to. Currently, right now, I just recently got into the game, but I've already currently built Purple Bleach Renji Rush. And also, I have, like, again, like I mentioned, the Black Clover Red deck. I've also picked up the One Punch Man stuff recently, too, because they were super cheap, but also pretty good. Just because I kind of want to rope my friend into this game because he loves One Punch Man. But let's just jump into it. So, for the cards themselves, we got four copies of Alphonse Elric. He's got Impact himself, but also Nullify Impact. And of course, he has a trigger where you're going to be able to choose one character on your field, switch to active, give it 3,000 BP. So, pretty good. I like that. Just like defense capabilities in a sense, but also, you know, whatever. Two more copies of Alphonse Elric, but he's looking pretty, it's looking pretty rough right there. You get to switch to resting, so basically tap it and send it to the graveyard, and then if place one Edward Elric without raid from your sideline face up under a non-rated Edward Elric with raid on front. Oh, interesting. So some of the raid cards that I've seen, like especially like the Black Clover, utilize cards underneath it as like kind of like C materials if you're a Yu-Gi-Oh player. So that was actually kind of interesting. I honestly haven't looked too much into this actual deck's playstyle, so I'm looking forward to it. And of course, he also does have the same trigger effect as well with the 3,000 and turn it active, so that's actually pretty nice too. We got a great teacher, I guess, right? No, Izumi's fine. We got two Izumi Curtises. It gains 500 during your turn, and if on the front line, you can place one card from your hand to the graveyard, and then once per turn, if you have an Edward, Elric, or an Alphonse, you get on the field, you get to switch it to active. Which, honestly, kind of nice, because typically when you play your Union Arena cards, they enter tapped or rested. So you get to just play an Edward Elric or something, switch to active, and go for some quicker damage. It's kind of nice. It's kind of like pseudo haste in a way. Two copies of Von Hohenheim. He's basically you drop him, and then you have to bounce one of your cards from your energy into your hand. Honestly, it's still pretty good because, again, a lot of 0-1s or 1 APs or something, they have pretty solid like enter the battlefield effects. So just having to be able to recycle them is kind of nice. Plus, you can only have a limit of 4 cards currently into your energy line. So just to be able to kind of like cycle out which ones you have and have multiple generations with one is really nice. Next, we got 4 copies of Winry Rockbell. Choose it to one other character on your field and it gains 1,000 BP until the end of the turn, which is kind of nice. It's a 500 BP. Like, that's nothing in terms of like attack, but again, you actually swing in and do some damage with Winry. That's hilarious. But again, you get to draw a card if it gets from the life to the graveyard, but also just giving something else 1,000 BP is huge. Because again, you can start applying more pressure. We have 4 copies of the Short King himself, Edward Elric. 0-1 AP cost, 1,500. It has a shield trigger, life trigger of adding it to hand, so it's just nice. I mentioned this before, but when you take damage, your life cards typically go to your sideline or graveyard, but some cards do allow you to add it to your hand, which is really good. We have 4 copies of Trisha Elric. With this card, you can actually switch it to resting, and then it generates another mana, or energy, what are you going to call it. However, during the end turn, it goes to the graveyard. So if you really wanted to, you can have it be a 1, but if you need to like get some more energy, you can put this sideline or tap it, gives you 2 for that turn, and then it goes to the graveyard. So, which is kind of nice. It allows you to kind of like make a bigger push for that turn to drop some powerful cards or play powerful effects. And it kind of frees up your energy line, I guess, in a sense. Whenever you're playing a new card, if you already have your energy or field maxed out, like your front line, you then have to choose to send one to the graveyard, which isn't a big deal. It prevents clogging, but it still has an option as well, just to do stuff like that. The equivalent exchange. Oh, so this is like basically our untap 2 of our AP action cards, which is kind of nice. And also, if it becomes a trigger, you get to get an additional life if you have 0. So still pretty good. Full Metal Alchemist. Basically, this is kind of like our targeted removal. Allows us to send something from the front line to the grave if it's 3,000, but if you have Edward Elric, it goes to 5,000 instead. A lot of IPs in general just have like that kind of like mechanic, where it's like targeted removal, which is good. We got our copies of full art, Alphonse Elric. So we have, when played, if it's played with one of your abilities, you get to draw a card. And then you get to place 2 cards from your hand to the sideline. Once per turn, switch this card to active, gains 500 BP till the end of the turn. And again, he has another active trigger where you can just turn something from untap to tap for more blocking and also just give it 3,000, which is nice. So we got 2 of that boy. We got 2 more copies of Short King Edward Elric. When he enters the battlefield, you get to look at the top 2 cards of your deck, place any number of them. Look at the top of 2 cards of your deck, place any number of them on top of your deck. Oh, okay, so then place any remaining cards into your sideline. Oh, okay, sure. So it kind of like allows you to like, kind of like scry or something, where you get to like adjust the top cards of your deck. 2 more copies of Short King Edward Elric. Again, this one is a raid card though, so it is a little bit quicker and generally more powerful. So it's got impact, and then when played, you may perform, look at the top 6 cards of your deck, read up to 1 character or side among them, add it to your hand, and then place the rest in the bottom of your deck in any order. And if you do, place 1 base card with this rated character into your sideline. So kind of like earlier where I mentioned some cards can allow you to like put more materials underneath your rated cards. It just kind of allows you to just have more ability. Sometimes it's not just one play, but like once per turn during main or something. And of course, it has a trigger where if it's in your energy or life, you have to be able to perform the raid if you can do so. Next, we have 4 copies of Pianco Rockbell. Choose it to one of your characters in the field. It gets 1,000 BP when it's played. And also, again, it has the same, like, give it 3,000 to switch it to active. She's also a double energy generator too, which is nice. Honestly, this deck seems to have more of like the give it 3,000 switch to active more than I've seen in a while. So that's actually still pretty cool. Oh, poor Mayhews. We got 4 copies of Mayhews. Unfortunately, he's not shoving a picture of his family down your throat, but we'll still forgive him. So when he active, you can switch into resting and then choose 1 other character on the field, and it gains 1,000 BP. Which is kind of nice because to deal damage, you don't have to have like a set amount. Like in One Piece, if you're attacking your opponent's leader, you have to have equal or more than that. With Union Arena, you just choose to attack your opponent. So if you want to like tap Maze to be able to give something else like more BP to like get over like a problematic creature they have or a blocker or something, it's nice. Or you can just have Mayhews try to go for the damage himself. Give the man some credit, right? We have 4 copies of Risa Hawkeye, just a draw 1 trigger, but also a 0 energy costing, and also it generates 1. Again, really nice. The man himself, Roy Mustang. When he's played, you get to choose to 1 character with 3,000 or less BP in the front line and place it into the removal area. Removal is kind of like banished, which is nice. Because like just sometimes you can play decks or stuff that can like interact with the graveyard. I want to say my purple Ichigo Renji, you typically will banish stuff from your graveyard to the removal area to get like additional effects like adding impact or drawing. So that can actually be somewhat pretty relevant depending on your matchup. The Rockbell House, look at the top 4 cards of your deck, revealed to 1 one Elric or Rockbell and its name among them, and add it to your hand. Place the rest in the bottom of your deck. So it seems like this deck definitely has a lot of like top deck manipulation more, or just like searching, which is nice. I like it. And then spoilers. I'm fine. We have Let's Go Home. Add up to 1 Edward Elric or Alphonse from your sideline to your hand, then play up to 1 Edward Elric or Alphonse with the fulfilled required energy and 1 AP cost and set it to resting. perform a raid with it. Damn, that's actually pretty good. So that's actually pretty cool. It gives you like options either to play it or just play raid with it, which is really nice. So Let's Go Home is actually pretty solid. And of course, we have the action point cards. Again, these are kind of like pivotal to be able to like keep track of how much action points you have and like when you can do shit. Because you need action points to play cards in addition to energy. But yeah, honestly, the Edward Elric deck seems pretty solid just out of the box here. Definitely looking forward to possibly like picking up more copies or just stuff from either the deck itself or the expansion that came out recently too. Because with Union Arena, you can only build decks with the same IP. Like you can't throw in fucking Code Geass and like Full Metal Alchemist. Who knows? Maybe they might make a format where you can do that. But in traditional play, no, you can't do that. That doesn't mean you can't like make like a purple, like a purple yellow bleach deck or something. However, you need to like have the correct energy in your energy line to like be able to play the cards. From my understanding, it seems like it might be better just to play monocolors for the time being, just to make sure you're not energy screwed. All right, let's actually open up this promo pack. What do we have here? So four types into, oh shit, that's actually, is that the set list? I don't know if that's actually the set list, so like I saw one name. Thankfully we already pulled it in the deck, but we'll see. All right, so, but yeah, like as you can see, this is a purple. So there's red, blue, purple, yellow, and green. I think those are all the colors. If I'm missing one, you know, roast me in the comment section below, do you? We got Father, though. If you have 20 more cards in your sideline, this character gains Impact 1, and then play up to 1, 2 or less required energy and AP cost of a Homunculus Affinity. And he also has the active switch, so he does a lot of things. He costs 2 action points, though, but again, you're getting a lot from Father. King Bradley. Oh my god. Rewatching, like, watching Full Metal Alchemist, I'm like, he's in... I already knew you, like, dude, you're probably fucking evil, but you're interesting. Choose it to one character on the field and it gains. This card cannot be chosen by your opponent's trigger abilities. That's actually pretty solid. It gives it, like, in a sense, kind of like hex-proof, I guess. He also has a double energy generator. Yo, we got a blue Alex Lewis Armstrong. He has damage too, so he basically has trample too. Not gonna lie, Alex Lewis Armstrong is one of my favorite characters in the Full Metal Alchemist universe in general. I absolutely love Chris Sabat's take on the character. He's just so extra and wholesome. Oh man, can we get some love for Alex Louis Armstrong in the chat? The Eldwick brothers. Oh shit, we got kind of like a full art, I guess, in a sense. I'm not too sure like what the proper like rarity for this is called, but Roy Mustang. It nullifies impact. Then if you have no cards in your hand when he's you get to gain 1,000 BP. 1 energy for 1 action point for 3,000. Not bad. And yeah, that's it. These two are probably not different from bowls. But yeah, that's going to be it for me, everyone. Thank you so much for indulging me when actually, you know, opening up these Union Arena decks on stream, on video. Again, if people want me to like do deck profiles or just like other stuff in general with this IP or game, let me know. I'm actually really enjoying it. Between this and One Piece, they have definitely been helping scratch some of the card playing itch I've been having, along with like, you know, Pokemon TCG, which I've actually been playing too, and Yu-Gi-Oh, and of course Magic the Gathering. That's going to be it for me, everyone. I appreciate your time. Until next time.